Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku.co daily FX market review for the trading day ending Wednesday, September 23rd. Firstly to the Euro US dollar, and here we see solid buying coming in off the support at the Ichimoku cloud. The top of the cloud has held as strong support previously in early September, and the market appreciated quite significantly up to 114.59 off that support. There is an opportunity for the buyers to continue trading this market higher. They have taken control on a fairly large white body candle, so some solid upside momentum, and importantly trading up through the 111.60 level of previous support that had an opportunity to act as resistance. If we do see the market trade higher, and then we may see some resistance coming in at the Tenkan Sen at 112.81, or at the Kijun Sen, which is a fair way away from price activity at the moment at 113.99. More significant would be the potential resistance at the Tenkan Sen. If we do see selling coming in and breaching through 111.60, watching the upper band to continue to hold a support, but the amount of support here is very thin, and the lower band the lower Ichimoku cloud support is at 111.22. So if the sellers come into this market strongly and they can breach down through there in a bearish manner, we could see this market transition back into a downtrending phase in bigger picture terms. In terms of the bands, and here we saw the previous bearish breakout down below the lower band, but we didn't see the follow through to confirm the strong negativity in that medium term time frame. What we've seen is price action come back to within the bands and trade within there. Now, if we do see any the market trading higher, looking to some resistance around the middle band at 112.34, and then potentially up at the upper band at 113.13 if the buyers are strong enough to trade up there. To the hourly charts with the Euro US dollar, here we saw the market open down below each of the Ichimoku indicators and looking a little overextended in the depth away from the Ichimoku cloud. A lack of follow through saw the market rally to the middle pivot point level and the Kijun Sen resistance, selling off from there, and then finally breaking out above there to find resistance at the first pivot point resistance level and at the top of the cloud, and then selling off to find support around the middle level and the Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen. The market then ended up trading within the Ichimoku cloud, giving us a directionless market in the longer term time frame and setting the market up for a potential transition into a new uptrending phase. We've been trading down below the cloud for the past three trading days, and there is an opportunity here now for the buyers if they're strong enough. They will need to breach up through the top of the cloud, and the top of the cloud at the moment trades around 112.16, and any breach through there could find some strong resistance around the first pivot point resistance level at 112.31. Very strong support down below where the market's trading at the moment, down at the middle pivot point level 111.67, and then at the Kijun Sen 111.58, and the bottom of the Ichimoku cloud at 112.16. To the US dollar, Japanese yen, and more indecisive trading with the formation of an indecisive spinning top type candle. The market attempting to rally above the Kijun Sen resistance, being rejected from there. The sellers attempting to rally down through the Tenkan Sen support, being rejected from there. So the buyers losing commitment, the sellers losing commitment. In terms of net movement between the open and the close, a very small amount. So a lot of indecision in this market at the moment. Looking for a breakout either above the Kijun Sen or the Tenkan Sen, in line with the market being bearish in that longer term time frame. More likely we could see a breakout to the downside, but we need confirmation of it. So what we'd like to see is a strong bearish close down below the 119.85 level of support, and even if we do see that, the extent of the move could be down to the 119.20 support or the 118.90 area. With the bands, here we see the bands starting to squeeze, so we're getting ready for a trending move, but not yet. For the second consecutive day, the lower band holding as support, and the market trading around the middle of the band really does highlight how directionless this market is in that medium-term time frame. But as we know, volatility, as described by the width of these bands, moves in a cyclical manner. We are now in an area of low volatility, so high volatility will eventually come, and it usually manifests itself as trending price action. To the hourly charts with the US dollar, Japanese yen, and here we saw the market open within the within the Ichimoku cloud, attempting to trade up through the top of the cloud and finding resistance, testing down just down through the bottom of the cloud with a distinct lack of bearish follow through, very large shadows on the bottom of these candles when trading below the cloud, and finding support at the first pivot point support level, rallying through the cloud to eventually find resistance very close to the first pivot point resistance level, and then selling off for a rather mild end to the trading day, finding resistance at the Tenkan-sen and support within the cloud and at the Kijun-sen. At the moment, in the new session, the market has opened above the Kijun-sen and the Ichimoku cloud, so we have a bullish market in the medium and longer term timeframes, and finding support just here at the top of the cloud and at the middle pivot point level at 120.14. There is an opportunity here for the buyers if they're strong enough. They could trade up to the first pivot point resistance level, 120.68, then to the second at 121.07, but by the same token, we could also see the sellers come into this market if they're strong enough to breach down through the thin cloud and through the Kijun-sen and easily trade down to the first pivot point support level at 119.75. Next, cable, the British pound US dollar, and here we've seen very, very strong selling in this market for today. The sellers have closed with very strong control. The size of the black body is almost the same size as the previous, suggesting that the momentum to the downside is very, very strong. But this is something of a second extreme day, so it wouldn't surprise to see the market start to congest. And I suggest that even if we do see a continued selling in this market, the 151.68 level may see very strong support coming in, and then buyers coming in significantly. And the last couple of occasions when we tested around this region, we saw strong buying here and strong buying only a couple of weeks ago. With the sellers in control, we haven't seen any strength from the buyers yet, but any potential buying may find strong resistance at the previous support level at 153.28. We do have a bearish market in all three timeframes, but we are looking a little overextended in depth away from the cloud and the Kijun-sen, and importantly away from the Tenkan-sen for that short-term timeframe. So just looking a little overextended. If we do see buyers come in, they may attempt to retrace this very strong first timeframe downtrend that the British pound US dollar has been in for the last couple of trading days. Looking at the bands here, and here we've seen a bearish breakout down below the lower band, so what we'll be looking for is strong bearish follow through, but also important would be the market breaching down through the swing low here at this candle 152.73, and then importantly down below these swing lows as well around the same area 153.04. So we'd like to see strong follow through to confirm a strong bearish sentiment in the medium term time frame. And with the hourly charts here, and continued strong selling down through each of the Ichimoku indicators, trading down through to the second pivot point support level and bouncing off there, not significantly, but finding strong resistance at the Tenkan-sen. Very often when we have solid downside momentum, that Tenkan-sen tends to hold as strong resistance. Just looking a little overextended in the depth away from the Ichimoku cloud, so it wouldn't surprise to see this market bounce, and after two very significant downtrending days, there's certainly a retracement of this very strong second time frame downtrend in terms of peaks and troughs wouldn't surprise. The market is finding support at the Tenkan-sen. If it's breached in a bearish manner, I suggest the extent of the move may be only down to the first pivot point support level 151.85, perhaps at a stretch down to 151.27, unlikely to reach the third. Any rally up through the middle pivot point level at 152.76 and through the Kijun-sen at 152.91 may see the market test to the first pivot point resistance level 153.34, and at a stretch we could end up trading to the Ichimoku cloud, trading at 153.97. To the Aussie dollar US dollar, and very strong selling in this market for today's session. It has closed. The sellers have closed with control, very strongly committed. They previously found support at the 70.72 level, took that level out for today's trading, and also took out the 70.13 level to close at 69.99, very close to that round number 70 cents. Now, with it being a round number, we could see support coming in there, but there is a good likelihood with the solid build of downside momentum here with this very large black body that we could end up testing back down to the swing low down around this area at 68.93. Any rally may now find resistance at the 70.13 level and then also at the 70.72 level. But we do have a strongly bearish market in all three timeframes, supported by the Chica span. Just looking a little overextended in the depth away from the cloud, but not too much. And looking quite normal, not trading too far down below both the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen. So that suggests that in the medium and fast-term timeframes we could see a bit more downside. In terms of the bands, the market has found support at the lower band here and was unable to break out to the downside on this very strong bearish candle. We did see the market just test below the band and close back within the band. So very important trading coming up for tomorrow. 69.88 is where that lower band is. And if we see the market breach down through there in a bearish manner and then strong bearish follow through, and importantly a breach down through the swing low at 68.93, we could see more significant development of the trend to the downside. Any rally off the support at the lower band, and that's what we're seeing here at the moment with this current candle is developing, it may we may see some resistance coming in off a rally from there at 70.70. Looking to the Aussie dollar, US dollar on the hourly charts, and here we saw the market trading below each of the Ichimoku indicators, attempting to rally through the Kijun-sen, finding some resistance there, selling off after we touched there in a bearish manner, finding support down around the first pivot point support level, breaching through there to find support very close to the second level. At the moment we're trading down below each of the indicators. We are attempting to rally, just looking a little overextended in the depth away from the cloud, certainly not looking overextended in the depth away from the Kijun-sen indicator. So if we do see selling coming in, first pivot point support level 69.58 may be touched, and then the second level at 69.18. The third level at 68.51 looks a little too far away to attain today. Strong resistance overhead if we do trade up through the Tenkan-sen at the middle pivot point level 70.25, and then at the Kijun-sen at 70.34.